Welcome to another episode of So It's Not Just Me, the podcast where we dive into how different things can affect our mental health and explore ways to deal with the stresses we encounter every day. I'm your host, Joanna, and today we have a very special guest who will be talking about a topic that affects many people but isn't always openly discussed: PMS, and how it affects emotions, anxiety, and mental health. With that, please welcome Kelsey.
Hi.
Can you tell us Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
So my name's Kelsey. 35. I live in St. Louis right now. Work for a police department, so it is stressful, but I love doing it. I live with my fiance Tom and my stepson Javon. So
No, that's cool. So we're going to get straight into it. It's a subject, like I say, that isn't very well spoke about. Nobody really talks about it, but it affects so many people. Basically, being a girl sucks a lot of the time because we have all these emotions and we have so much going on, and people
mhm.
just say, get on with it. And they really, really don't understand how it can affect the bigger picture of anxiety and emotions and mental health. So,
Mhm.
are you comfortable sharing one of your personal experiences with PMS and how it's affected you previously or currently how it affects you?
Oh yeah. I mean, with my PMS, like I get a lot of anxiety and I should say anger. That's my like the week before I get angry, and then the week after I get sad. I cry over
Okay.
nothing. So, I, my anxiety it's not very bad during that time. Other times it is, but it's more my anger, and I've been trying to do things that I can lessen it without taking medication. I don't want to be on medication for it. I've done it before, so
And it just doesn't,
huh?
that brings up a whole new range of emotions and a new range of anxiety when you try and counterbalance it. That's what I
Yeah.
found personally anyway. When I had issues, I've not really suffered from PMS bad.
Mm.
I'm one of those really, really lucky people who has like a teeny tiny little headache or the smallest of back pains, and that is about it. But I also have issues with PMS not being regular and things like that.
Right.
Um, when did you first realize that it was the PMS that was making you angry and because sad's a normal emotion for
Yeah.
PMS
Yeah.
emotions wise, but when did you kind of link that the anger was to your PMS?
I would say about 8 years ago, 7 years ago, I started just feeling angry so easily over things. And then a week later, I'd be like, oh, okay, that's maybe why I'm angry all the time. Now I'm
That
not.
makes sense.
It's the littlest things would set me off, and I didn't know why until I came to realize, hey, it's my time of the month.
Yeah.
So
And has it, from what you can remember, has that always been like that, or has that changed as you've got older?
I think it changed when I got older because I don't really remember being angry like that. I would remember being sad, but the anger, yeah, it's new. Well,
Okay.
10 years,
Newish.
8 years. Huh?
Newish. The
Yeah.
newer
Yeah.
symptom. Does it always happen around the same time?
It's it could be the week before or the week after. It's hit or miss on those. It's not, you know, a certain week. It's just either the week before or week after. It changes every time. So I don't know when to expect angry Kelsey.
That's the time we stay away from Kelsey. Just angry Kelsey's coming out. It's like Hulk smash, but stay
Yeah.
away. What
Basically.
kind of what kind of like coping mechanisms do you use, or do you have a strategy that makes you think, okay, it's no one else's fault? Because obviously you know it's no one else's fault, but if somebody doesn't know that that's what's setting off your anger, is there something that you've put into place to help you kind of with that?
Not really, I mean, like if I do get angry in certain situations before or after, and people, I guess, react to it, I kind of just I'm open about it. I'm like, hey, I suffer from PMS or after, and I don't mean to lash out. You know, Tom knows about it. I'll be like, hey, I'm about to start my period. I'm gonna be angry,
Yes.
and he's just like,
I, th-
okay, well, so
I think that's one of the things that um, is so good nowadays that women are getting more open in the relationships and saying, hey, this is the
yeah,
issue that I'm suffering right now. And men are understanding more, and partners, obviously same sex partners as well, are understanding more when someone says, hey, this is
yeah,
what's going on. It's not my fault.
yeah,
Bear with me,
definitely.
kind of thing.
And as I get older, it's like I used to not be comfortable talking about it. Now I tell him or I've talked to you about it. Like I'm more open about it. I'm an adult, you know. Everyone has it. Well,
Yeah.
mostly
And
everyone has it.
half of the population have it, or however many nowadays.
Right.
Um, I know that and I say this on every single podcast I record and every person I speak to about my podcast. The reason why it's called "So It's Not Just Me" is because a lot of people like yourself, you don't realize that you're not the only person who's having anger
Yeah.
issues during PMS, or um, I didn't know how bad PMS could get because I don't suffer with it like that. So it's one of the reasons why I named my podcast "So It's Not Just Me," because
Hmm.
so many others are going through the same kind of things.
Yeah.
So it's nice. Not it's
And a,
not nice that we're going through them, but nice that you're not alone.
and a lot of people don't, don't open up about these topics. So it's good to have like that platform to openly talk about it, you know?
Yes.
Maybe bring more people knowledge about it, or
Yeah.
understanding. So
Do you how do you communicate with Tom? Like if you are struggling with your PMS or with your anger or anything like that, how would you discuss that with him?
so I used to get like I used to just yell at him or like just get so upset. Now I'm just like I'm PMSing, I'm getting angry. Like not to be I guess I'm open about it. Earlier I was like, I'm getting angry, I don't want to talk about it. Yesterday, last night, nope. So I kind of just communicate more. Like I need to communicate a lot more about, hey, I'm starting to PMS. I don't feel good. Leave me alone for a little bit and let me cool down. I got to take
And
that
it's good.
breath, step away. So,
No, that's good. That's really good. Um, have you felt like you've had to change anything, like your lifestyle or diet or exercise or anything like that, that could help with your particular symptoms, like just like walking if that's like stressful or to release anger and things or anything
so
like that?
usually when it's like that time, I'm lazy. Like I do not like to do anything. um, I've been usually just playing my video game just to like, that's how I guess, cope with my own
Okay.
feelings, just escape, I should say. You read a book, listen to music, or a video game, and he knows. Nope. At work, I just since it is so stressful, my anger could come out a little bit more when I am PMSing. So I just kind of read my book, put my headphone in, and listen to music, and just calms me down.
Have
So
you tried like meditation or anything like that?
I have none. I with our schedules how it is right now, I'm trying to move.
Yeah.
I haven't, and that adds more to it. It
Yes. Um, have you been able to tell when it is a bad mood compared to PMS?
um yeah, I would say so because when I'm just in a bad mood, it's usually something that like doesn't come on quick. Like with PMS, I can be happy and then angry at a pencil falling and I'm super angry for no reason. But regular, I'm trying my regular anger, which is bad to have, but bad to say. It usually is a series of events that happens.
Right,
So
okay. So it's just
yeah,
more of a build up to regular anger, whereas PMS is
yeah,
like "Rah," straight away.
yeah.
Do you do anything like self care that helps your routine or anything like that, other than just the reading or
I really don't like. I don't know what I would or should do. Nothing has really helped, I guess. Before I've tried to meditate, I lived by myself. I would just try to take a breath, woosah. Nothing would really help. So it's more of I need to keep my mind on other things rather than just not on anything.
like distractions more than anything?
Yeah.
Fill your head with everything else and that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
had a friend who she actually got me into doing this, to be fair. So when she was not in the lazy stage of her
Mhm.
PMS, she used to go boxing training, and her anger got took out on the boxing trainer, or the punch bag or whatever she was using
Mhm.
that day. And for those 30 minutes, that anger was just everything was released.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know what, I want to try this just for my own stress, never mind anything else. Because, like I say, PMS and me are like best friends. We're fine. Um, but that, oh my god, that is like the best thing I could ever do. Just an hour in the gym throwing my fist at
Yeah.
something. That's the best thing. So good.
See,
Um,
my big thing back when I was a kid, my anger, I've learned to not do this anymore. I used to hit a wall and release my anger. Never broke anything, but that was when I was young and not very self-aware.
how was it when you was young? Was it really confusing for you not knowing why you felt like that?
Yeah, and I really like my family. I wasn't really open with my family, like talk about them, stuff like that with them. I Until recently I was very like self-conscious about it. I didn't
Okay.
like to talk about stuff. So,
Okay. No, I can get that. So for anyone who is listening that doesn't know, or watching and doesn't know, Kelsey is actually my sister-in-law. I married her brother. Um, so I've known Kelsey for a few years now, and I can see why she wouldn't be talking to her family about it sometimes. Not in a bad thing. Her family are absolutely amazing. So if any of those are listening, please don't take offense by that comment. Um, but I can see, and Kelsey's the youngest as well in the family. So I think sometimes as well, I'm sure my younger sister would say something similar. They don't always communicate because the elder ones speak for you. I know that me and my other sister probably spoke for my little sister when we was younger a little bit as well. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, so please don't think that that's what I'm saying. Um, just sometimes it's youngest child syndrome and
mhm.
stuff like that. So
Well, mine was not to get on the topic of family, but mine was my sister Carly. She had moved out to my parents divorced, you know that. My parents got divorced. My sister went to live with my dad and I stayed with my mom. So we never really like talked about certain things. And my mom, I didn't really talk to her about certain things. And I didn't want to talk to my dad once I moved in with him. I didn't want to talk to him about that. So it was
yeah,
more of I didn't feel comfortable. Plus, I didn't have that,
at that age where you
guidance.
need a big sister,
Guidance,
she,
you
yeah.
know. So
How many years is there between you and Carly?
5.
5. Okay.
So yeah,
Yeah, and I guess when you're turning to the age of starting periods and things, she's 5 years older than you, so she's already been there, done that,
yeah.
moved on.
I think she was going off to
Teenager.
college when I was, or going leaving state when I was started. So it was kind of like she wasn't there.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So sometimes it's a bit hard. I don't know how I would cope. being an only child,
Mm-hmm.
because especially now I'm older, I talk to my sisters a lot about a lot of things, and to you and Carly as well. I don't know how people who don't have sisters or another sibling, I understand it because I'm most likely only going to have one child, but it seems difficult for me. But that's probably because of how I've been brought
Right.
up with family all around me and things. But yeah, I understand that. So, what do you think people's attitude is? Like, do you think it's changed over the years towards like women's health and the impact, or do you think it's still kind of quite taboo?
So I mean, I would say I think I'm neutral. I think it's neutral. Like some people are very open about it, but it's still, I feel like maybe 50-50 are open about it and 50% are like, I'm not going to talk about that subject. That's a private thing.
Yeah.
But it should be talked about more. Like a lot of women do suffer from, I would say, more not side effects, but symptoms of PMS,
Yes.
periods, even like birth control affecting PMS. It needs to be
Yes.
more open and talked about, not just school or parents. So
I personally, I don't know whether school is the right place to teach it. I think there should be an out of school class,
yeah,
like a sex ed cat kind of class, but that focuses on hormonal health,
yeah,
um, and periods and PMS. Because I remember the very first time I had a period, I was like, "What on earth is going on?" I was so scared. And I remember just thinking, "Oh my god, what is happening to me?" Because I knew that I'd had the sex talk and the
yeah,
PMS talk and everything at school,
yeah,
but nothing really actually prepares you to then be remembering to put something in your purse before you go out, or like even how to use things, how to
right,
dispose of things properly, like silly little things that you don't think about until the first time you're like having to take out a tampon. I'm
yeah.
like, that is scary first time you ever do anything like that. So, um, and without going into too much details about that, nobody really discusses what the best products on the market are to use and things. I'm not going to go into that today,
Yeah.
but we will do at some point because even the even the types that you use, type of product, can affect you, and
Right.
we all know that some of them are full of harmful chemicals.
Hmm.
Um, so even things like that you don't even think about when you're younger because 13, 14-year olds starting periods and not knowing what to do, just grabbing whatever they can off the shelf or from the cupboard or hiding it in the pocket before they leave in the morning,
Yeah.
making sure no one's looking when they sneak it out to go to the bathroom. It's
I
all
still
these
kind of am like that though. If I'm at work and I'm just like, okay, oop.
things. I have my own little well, I've actually made it for everyone who we work with, like a little section in one of the
Oh,
cabinets in the bathroom. It's like anything that's in there, help yourself,
yeah,
and you know, feel free because you never know, just in case. Do
yeah.
you have any advice for anyone who's listening today who might be having similar kind of feelings or challenges, or just doesn't know how
I mean,
to?
go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say doesn't know how to deal with the emotions or anything with the PMS.
So my advice would be, I know it would be hard to find, others to talk to, but I mean, a lot of women are going through the same thing, like same hormonal changes or symptoms or attitude adjustments. Um,
Yes.
my like you said earlier, I'm gonna start journaling on mine. Just in case, just instead of my mind or acting on that anger, I need to write it down.
Yes.
What, and then I can talk to my partner or whoever or whatever is bothering me. I can go back and be like, why did this bother me so much? You know,
Yeah.
other than my period, would it have affected me normally if I wasn't
Yes.
PMSing?
So you can kind of analyze your own thoughts and
Exactly. Like
feelings.
I'm not one to talk to people about it. I'm more internalized. So I mean, my advice is either if you're internal like me, journal it, brainstorm it, or if you're outgoing like other people, try to find, people to talk to. But I don't think other than that, there's really not much other anything else a woman unfortunately can,
It's kind of like just knowing that they're not alone and knowing that they have someone that is experiencing it. And if they just want to
yeah.
vent, yeah.
But
So,
my biggest thing with that is a lot of people you can vent to them, but it's just like they don't listen or they don't help. They
yeah.
just like, okay, yeah, okay. Are you done talking? And that's like not the kind of person I would want to talk to.
I think going back to listening, that's so I think we touched on this on a podcast we did recently about relationships and
Mm,
like actively listening as
yeah,
opposed to are you finished talking now? Something that I think works really well is when you talk to someone saying, "Hey, I want advice," or
yeah,
"Hey, I just want you to sit and listen to me while I explode all my emotions," or you know,
right,
telling the other person what you actually want from it, from the
yeah,
conversation. If you just want to text them a rambling or just want to send them a voice note or video chat or sat, in a coffee shop and just I think being open and honest about what you want from them is always a plus. So
definitely, yeah.
that's
And
something that I
that's something I've been working on too. Like, not to get off topic, but I've been more open and communicative about trying to be, trying to be about things,
yes.
everything. So,
No, that's always good, and I think communication is key to relationships, to friendships, to family
oh yeah,
dynamics, to absolutely everything. If you
yeah,
don't communicate, then no one's going to know how you're feeling, and then you're going to feel so isolated and alone.
yeah,
So it's definitely a big one. Um, so hopefully, from today's podcast, wherever you're listening or watching from, you have understood that you're not on your own. Yes, being a girl really does suck sometimes, and the emotions that come with it do get dismissed more than they should be. But it is so normal, and that's what we want to try and get out there. Everything that you are feeling is normal. Um, I am happy for anyone who wants to reach out to me about this. They are more than welcome to. I'll speak to Kelsey, see if we can get her details. Um, and if she's happy to speak to people as well, we'll get those links somewhere for you. Again, journaling, we do have all these on our website, not to try and be all salesy, but we do have those on our website as well. So if anyone wants to take a look, you're more than welcome to. But I think we'll wrap up for now. Kelsey, is there anything else you want to mention before I let you go?
yeah. I mean, my information. You have my information. If anyone does want to reach out, I'm a good listener. I don't talk a lot, unless I'm put on the spot. But I am a good listener. So if anyone needs to reach out to me, I'm always here.
Great. And with that, thank you, Kelsey. Thank you, everyone, for listening today, and we will be back soon.